Hello and welcome to another night video with Johnny. I made this video at night. You can see it's nearly 11, no, it's 10 o'clock something. Chào mừng các bạn vào video speaking khác của Johnny nha. Welcome. In this video, I'll be doing speaking with Mr. Drago. He will take exam very soon and I'm not gonna ask him again his exam date, and of course I do not remember. Because my memory is just so goldfish. Anyway, I have to say thanks to Mr. Ngọc Bách and his team of IELTS Ngọc Bách for making this material available for free. So thank you so much for your kindness and your effort, okay? Or anybody else who has contributed to make this material. It's a good one. Now, back to business. Mr. Drago, let's go to part 1. We have plants. So,
Sure.
have you ever planted trees before?
Well, basically, I did not plant any trees before, but there was a time that I had a chance to put one of the my sweet potatoes into the ground, and I was just expecting it would grow much better. And that was the first time I was just doing some of the farming work, just like growing new kind of food.
Growing new kinds of weeds and foods. Anyway, so where did you plant those trees?
It was in the backyard of my house in Da Nang City, about I think it was 10 years ago. It was a very long time, and there was a time that my mom bought some of the my mother bought some of the farming equipments in order to do some of the farming jobs. Therefore, I was doing all of them from the backyard.
So, do you actually know anything about growing a plant?
Basically, I don't know anything about growing a plant. I just basically know that I would put some kind of vegetable into the ground, and I would expect that it would grow.
Yeah.
And that was all I know. But I don't really have any kind of knowledge of biological something like that. I don't know much.
So you basically just sow the seed, right? You gieo hạt.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know the word to sow a seed. Gieo hạt, gieo một cái hạt. To sow a seed. And there's also a saying, the seed you sow.
The seed you sow. Interesting.
I don't remember what. Anyway, to sow a seed. Okay, so tell me, let's talk about museums, shall we? Do you like visiting museums, and why?
Well, basically, museum is an interesting place that I think I can learn a lot of things from there. But personally, I don't like to have a very long time of visiting any museums, because I found that nowadays we have so many documents online. So if we would like to learn something from the history, so you just need to spend time from the Google and search for what you need to know. But museum basically
Google, not the Google.
The Google, yeah. So
Google, not the Google or the Google.
Okay, just go to search Google for that. Okay, and museum is supposed to be the place that I think if for anyone who is interested in taking a photo for the historical pictures.
Who is interested in taking photos from?
Yeah, who is interested in taking photos with the historical pictures or just some of the materials.
And do you think there should be more museums in your hometown?
In my opinion, I don't think we need more museum in my hometown. Like I have just said that if there are any individuals who are interested in learning something about historical events or just materials, so you just need to go to Google and search for something that you want to learn from. But museum, because basically museum will need the large budget or just investment from the government in order to uh, just fund the money into any kind of construction and a long-term kind of construction. So I don't think it will be very
Sound.
necessary in order to build new museums.
Okay, I'll give you a word now. A sound investment. You know the adjective sound, right?
Yeah.
A sound investment is something that is very effective, and that brings a lot of benefits. A sound investment. Một cái đầu tư rất là ngon lành. A sound investment.
Interesting.
Okay, so now talking about museums, I think we would have to talk about history. But
Sure.
that is for later, because you need to do that in part 2 now. But we need to go to the next one because we're running out of time. Let's do taking a rest. How often do you take a rest, Mr. Drago?
Okay, so taking a rest is supposed to be like you are resting yourself during the day, not at night, right? So during the day, I only spend about, I think if I have to spend for maximum, it would be about 1 hour, because I am not so interested in spending time on taking a rest. I just take a good sleep at night, but taking a rest, I think maximum it would be about 1 hour a day, but not every single day.
An hour a day?
Yeah.
An hour a day keeps doctors away?
Yeah. But at night, I will spend about like 6 hours of sleeping.
You know, sleeping is absolutely important. You need at least 2 sleeping periods per day. So like one main one at night and another one is like lunch nap. Do you think Western people need to take lunch nap more seriously?
I am not sure about that. It is supposed to be the kind of culture. So, but Western people, basically, we know that they do not usually have any lunch nap. So therefore,
not at all.
But I think that they have so many reasons, because there was a time that I was talking to one friend from my workplace, and she said that like taking a nap at lunch, so at lunch she said that like taking a nap at lunch would be very tired when she wakes.
Will be very tiring.
Tired. She would be tired.
You would feel very tired after.
Yes, exactly. So she said that
she slept wrong. She slept wrong. You know.
Maybe
So basically, she took the wrong way. So basically, you know, you are not supposed to sleep for more than an hour during lunch nap.
Exactly.
So maybe just like 45 minutes, half an hour, or even less is actually better.
Exactly. So I think basically it would be just kind of culture of some nation. And if I would like to expand more opinion about this, we all know that like in Vietnam, most children who go to school at their pre-primary school, they are practiced to have the lunch nap. I think about like 2 hours.
Of course, they are used to having lunch nap, but you know, most people don't want to take a lunch nap.
Exactly, but in the Western
play.
Exactly, but in the Western countries, they do not actually practice that. Therefore, I think it's supposed to be the kind of culture.
If we don't take a lunch nap, then obviously our work won't be so productive anyway.
Yes, I hope so.
Alright, let's talk about farming, shall we?
Yes.
Now, so do you think farming is important, Mr. Drago?
I think basically farming is quite important in terms of growing the agricultural industry for the
industry.
What?
Agricultural produce.
produce. Yeah,
Remember word
so
produce, right?
agriculture produce for the national economy. So I think that farming basically, if it has to be just a kind of like recreational work, it would not be very important, but it would be very important for anyone who practice the work from the agriculture produce.
Now, let me take a random one. And we go to part 2. Not this one. We should do 23, I think.
Mhm.
But this one is easy. Something important to you that your family has had for a long time.
I think we did it before, right?
I think we did. 20.
Yeah, we did it before. Yeah.
A time when you encourage somebody to do something that she didn't do.
I did too.
Oh, so we did a lot of topics that we used to do, but I haven't wrote it down. What? Really?
Oh yeah.
It's one of the
I think we
time.
also, yeah. Before we made a video, we did something before.
Right. How about short trip?
Short trip, okay.
Describe a short trip that you frequently make but you dislike it. You should say where you travel to and from, how often you make this trip, why do you make this trip, and explain why you dislike the trip. And you have part 3 here, but I'm not supposed to be sharing you because you have to be put under pressure. You have 60 seconds now. Your turn to talk now, Mr. Dragon. Describe a short trip that you frequently make but you dislike.
So basically, there was the time. Right now, I do not make them anymore. But the short trip that I'm used to make frequently before was from Toronto City to Brampton City in Canada. It actually took about like 3 hours by bus. Therefore, I found that it was a very long time of sitting on the bus and waiting for the destination. And the reason why I made those short trip from Toronto to Brampton was just about like going to have the discussion with just some kind of business meeting. Therefore, I found that even though I know that the business meeting was quite productive, but the destination from Toronto to Brampton was actually not a good trip that I was interested. No, so I found that like it was actually kind of inconvenient during the time that I didn't have any car. So therefore, I was just taking the public transportation for 3 hours to another place frequently. It would be kind of like not so good in my opinion. So I found that that's why I dislike the short trip.
Okay, back to
yeah.
the question. You say they say describe a short trip that you frequently make but dislike. It means you are still making it. It's not something of the past.
But right now I don't go anywhere.
So, but you have to try to make it. I think you have to try to make it like present tense. I think.
Because, oh
yeah. I think the question asks you that it's easier to just say using the present tense that they ask you. Just based on the hint. I think it will be safer.
Okay.
Now let's do part 3. Do Vietnamese people like traveling abroad?
Well, basically, I think in this modern era, I think many Vietnamese people nowadays have done a very good job for money-making businesses. Therefore, I found that they usually spend their money on traveling abroad to some of the more civilized nations in the world, such as like in the West.
You mean
so?
Likely, you mean more advanced nations? Or wealthier nations?
Because yeah, kind of like that.
Because it's like more civilized nation. Are you implying that Vietnam is not civilized?
Well, what I'm saying, what I'm talking about civilization right here was that like just in the other country there are some kind of palace or just kind of the
Yes,
historic,
yes.
yeah, like his historical places for the king and the queen in many countries before. But in Vietnam, we actually don't have them anymore because most of them are destroyed. So therefore, I found that like many Vietnamese people are still interested in visiting those historical places around the world. And the way that I'm saying about the civilization means that like unlike many countries, those countries they keep all of those historical places. That is why I'm saying the word civilized. Sorry about that if I misled any kind of opinion, but I'm just talking about like
Just
just
like always. Unpopular opinion, just like always.
so what I'm saying just about like historical places. Yeah.
Huh. Okay, so who prefer traveling abroad more? The young or the old? And why?
I think both generations are still
Both.
interested.
You mean both?
Both, yeah,
Both generation.
both generations are
Generation.
still interested in traveling abroad. For the young people, they would like to spend time somewhere outside the country in order to learn the new civilization, culture, and languages. But for the old people, they would tend to just spend a better time some to the places that they did not have the chance to visit because most the seniors they did not have enough money during the age that they were young to have to take any travels. That was why
That was the
the
reason.
reason for the seniors to travel is to just to visit the place that they did not have chance to visit.
The chance to.
The chance to visit, yeah.
Okay. So, how much time do you think people should spend on a trip abroad? And why?
I think it depends on the places and the amount of investment that they can. Yeah, the amount of the investment that they can.
Investment that they have.
Yeah, so they can spend on the during the trips. Okay, for example, I would take two places that I can make a kind of clear comparison. First, I would take about like a country
You mean
in the west, which
about
is like yeah, a country in the west which was like Paris in just like in France. So most people wanted to spend time visiting Paris. Yeah.
Paris?
So
Paris. It's called Paris.
Paris. Okay, sorry. Okay. They spend time to visit Paris to just visit some of the historical places or just museums in France. And it can be a very short-term trip, but if there are anyone who are interested in who is interested in like just risking themselves to live in the more harsh environment. I have to use the word harsh. You know why? Because some people are interested in going to like let's say Antarctica. They actually at the I think at the north, right? So I think at the north of.
It's at the South Pole. You know, Antarctica is the South Pole.
How about Antarctica?
Say again?
Okay, let's just take Antarctica from the south,
Okay.
right? Okay, sorry.
We have the word the Arctic means North.
The Arctic, right? Okay. So sorry for the wrong information. So okay, let's say from the south, the Antarctica, right? So people actually basically spend the time right there in order to just like try the new environment, living in a new environment with new species. That was why that we have to spend a lot of money with a very long time in order to process the whole trip. Therefore, that's what at the end I found that it would depend on places and the amount of money that we can spend during the trip.
Right. So, which is better for knowing more about country? By traveling or reading books about it? That's an interesting question.
I know. This is a kind of debatable question, but I will have to say that it is always better to travel to another country to know more about any nation. This must be better because when you are in any nation in the world, you have the chance to live in the environment with the culture, and you have to use the native language of that nation, and you have to think about the way how they talk, how they look, and how they respond to the orders, or just communication. So there would be the whole new world that you will have to put yourself into a nation. But if you just simply Yes, but if you just simply like to read books, I think it would be fine. But excuse me. So, but if I had to say that it is better than traveling to another country to know more about one nation, I don't think that would be better. So, because basically, book you just have the definition, and maybe you can know some of the culture by just the words that you have on the book. But it doesn't mean that you have the experience of living in.
By reading books, you can have a distorted view of the real world?
I don't know.
You could, books can actually distort the views of viewers.
Oh yeah, I know some books right now. Some books right now are not doing very good job in terms of introducing animation.
Like memoirs of political figures. Lịch sử nhân vật chính trị, memoirs.
Oh my god.
Of people.
Yeah, they are not supposed to be. Okay, I would be clear about this. Like any kind of memoir or something, they are just supposed to be the personal view of individuals, not the culture. Okay, so if you want to learn, yeah, it can be sometimes very fictional too, and therefore I found. So therefore, I found that like they are not representing for the whole nation or the whole culture. Yeah, yeah. Therefore, if you are interested in like acknowledging the new knowledge about any country or culture, you should like spend your own time and spend your own experiences into the world, their own your own experiences into the world that you can be in.
Your own time.
Okay.
Your own time.
Your own time.
Oh, we can do 27 now. A strange person you have met, maybe. Did we do this one? But I think you knew this one already.
Strange person that you met. Oh, we did this.
Do this one easy.
I think we did this on one video.
Right, a loving person that you know. This one person that you know who is talkative.
Okay.
You want to do
this one we didn't do. Yeah, we can do it.
No, I think it's easy for you. This one is super easy, either.
Okay, choose something more difficult.
A person you would like to become in 10 years.
Wow.
Okay, let's do this.
Wow.
It doesn't have part 3, but let's do it.
Okay.
And we should move on to the one that had part 3, So,
sure.
More challenging for you. Now, describe the person you would like to become in 10 years. You have 60 seconds. Your time has come.
Sure.
And the end.
So,
describe the person you would like to become in 10 years.
So right now, I am still being an undergraduate from the college, and I'm still looking for the employment for just earning more experience for my careers. But for the next 10 years, I personally would like to become two kind of persons for just the better path of my careers, which would be a portfolio manager, because I will study in finance, and what I need to do to achieve this is to finish the certification of being the certification.
You mean to finish your study?
I finished study, but they need the license in order to be allowed to work in the industry.
Ready, right? You need to have.
Yeah, so I will have to finish the certified licenses in order to be allowed to work in the industry, and of course, I would need about like at least 3 years of work experience in the related job that I
Relative
can
in a
become.
related job, in a related job, right?
Yeah, in a related job in order to become a successful portfolio manager. And another kind of person I would like to become is a professional poker player, because I am actually like just an amateur in the poker tournaments, and I would like to compete with more people in just one kind of mental sport. Therefore, I found that it would be very necessary and important in order to have one kind of sport that you are interested into, and therefore that would be the person I would like to become. One side for my career and one side for the kind of interest that I would like to spend time with. Therefore, I found that for the next 10 years, I would like to conclude this. It would be portfolio manager and professional poker player.
Now, so, right, okay. Something that you cherish, no?
Cherish.
Cherish, you know
Okay.
what cherish mean? Cherish mean you think about that one with a lot of pride.
Oh yeah.
Một cái gì
Oh,
mình
interesting.
nghĩ về nó với rất nhiều cái sự tự hào.
Okay.
Mình rất là quý trọng tự hào. Something you cherish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's try this one. You should say what it is. Who's it from? When did you get it? And explain why you cherish it. You can cherish anything, like, for example, a connections, a relationship, a friendship, an object. You can even cherish an event that you really want to talk about again and again and again as well.
Okay.
60 seconds. Describe something that you cherish.
So, in a human lifetime, I think there are a lot of things that people can cherish. But I personally would like to spread the kind of one thing that I kind of cherish, which is political experiences. I mean, like, right, it's supposed to be the time that I attended to the.
I attended
the election campaign, so I felt that it was a very good time that I could establish the kind of ideology that I should follow, and I would like to have some kind of thinkings on certain problems in the society. And there was a time that I was still campaigning for the election of Canada 2029, I guess. But I didn't have the right to vote because at the time I was still an international student and I did not vote. But I was just doing volunteering for the political candidates at the time.
Right.
And I was working in the campaign for both sides of party, including Liberal Party and Conservative Party. And after working with both of them, I decided to follow one side.
Both of
them, and I decided to follow one side because I found that like it would be helping me to look at the problem more the pragmatic way or realistic way in my opinion. So I found that like there was a kind of experience that has been helping me a lot of times when I have any consideration of doing anything or just making any opinions.
Good. I like the fact that you mentioned about political experiences. I don't think in 1,000 Vietnamese you can only find like one or two people or two persons who are interested in this topic. So this is a very good thing that you mentioned political experience of yours. Now,
I know.
Is this easy? Magazine you like? Something you bought recently? Make you happy? Easy.
Playboy. Just kidding.
No pornography. Thank you. Now, photo of yourself you have taken, a thing you refuse to lend. A place you don't like, a thing you refuse to lend. I think 36 sounds nice.
Of course, money. I never learned.
Okay, you do it now. Describe a thing you refuse to lend people. So you have something you never want to give to people for lending it, and then you have to give it back. But then you have to beg them, please give me back. Oh my god. You know, always like that. Now, you should say what the thing was, who wanted to borrow it from you, why he or she wanted to borrow it from you, explain why you refused him or her. 1
Okay.
minute. A minute. Okay, describe the thing that you refuse to lend.
So there was a time that I refused a friend of mine from Vietnam to lend my money because during this time that we all know that there is a Euro 2020 soccer tournament.
Oh my
Therefore,
god.
many people right now are still interested in sport betting. So I think that this is a kind of industry which is very dangerous because it will be making people, maybe they have to sell their house in order to, uh, compensate for the capital loss that they make. So I found that he was asking my money in order to do some of the sport betting, and he promised that he would pay me back because and he also promised that he would win this betting. And I warned him that first I could not give him any money for any kind of this industry. And the second, I warned him about this kind of industry like I told you, it would be very risky and very dangerous. It has nothing to do with the mental game, or you need to use intelligence in kind of playing against someone. It's not that game. It is about betting, like gambling. So I told him, first, do not get involved in sport betting, and second, I refuse to lend him the money to do that.
Okay, good. 37 is easy. A place you don't like. A place you hate to visit.
Wow.
It's very similar to each other. A place you hate to visit and a place you don't like.
Okay, just don't like you have to visit, but two different.
39, a country or city when you want to, but you haven't been to. Easy, don't do it. A quiet place. Important place in a city. I think it's quite easy for you. At your level, you actually at a level that I need to find something really difficult for you.
How dare you? How dare you?
A situation when you had to be polite.
We did that. We did it on video.
Already, I'm sure we did. Most of our trip interesting. Computer phone game you enjoy playing since your childhood. Okay, but this is where the part 3 appears.
Okay.
Let's try this one. Describe a computer or phone game that you enjoy playing since your childhood, and you also have part 3, Okay, 60 seconds. Okay, you are very quick. Now, describe a computer or phone game you enjoyed playing since your childhood, Mr. Drago.
So, at about I think 15 years ago, there was a time that the technological development was not so strong.
Right. Technological development, right? Did you say that?
Yeah.
Technological
development was not so strong at the time. So at the time, people simply just use the flip phone or just basically the computer for just work, and the applications for video games at the time was not so popular at the time. But they still had at the time. So okay, there was a time that my dad gave me his flip phone to play a game called Spider-Man, and I was just how I played it. I was just moving the character around the march and just beating some of the characters inside the game, I think, and just the kind of game that I really enjoyed it, because at the time there was no such game that could be more interesting than any kind of orders. Therefore, I found that I still remember the moment that I was still playing the game everywhere from my dad's flip phone. Therefore, it was called Spider-Man, and just simply moving the characters around the game. But unlike just many kind of online games nowadays, which are kind of very interesting for many people, but since my childhood, I have not had any of them.
I didn't have any of them.
Yeah, I didn't have any of them.
Okay, so why do more and more young people like playing the electronic games?
I think it's kind of interesting topic now today. Okay, I know many people nowadays will be kind of skeptical to electronic games or just video games.
Right? To be
Yeah, skeptical about like electronic games or just video games nowadays. But in my view, I think a video game or electronic games is still the kind of potential industries that people can develop it on the much better way. Okay, I will give some example like this, because we know that we used to play some of the game on the flip phones or just computers before, just an offline game. And those games were actually just a foundation for the better development for the video game nowadays. And the reason why people are still interested in those kind of games, because just the new development of the games, and they just like to enjoy the let's say, I think the new versions of the kind of new game, I think, and those kind of new versions are very
remaster, remake versions,
like something like remade versions of the new kind of game. And those update could be very potential for anyone who are interested in spending money to try the new kind of service, because video game is still the kind of new service, and it depends on how you played it. And that is why the more newer products, and will be more people who are interested in that.
Right. Okay, so now, so should parents and teachers prevent children from playing games? Give me some unpopular opinions, King.
Okay, this is a kind of interesting topic. Okay, in my opinion, parents and teachers should not prevent children from playing video game, but if the children spend too many times of playing video games,
too many times.
Okay, just tons of times of playing game, too much time of playing games, they can be limited a little bit. Okay, so the reason why,
You mean
it should be limited. But the reason why I do not support preventing children from playing video games is that children actually need the time to have the creative minds during the time playing video game, because video game is supposed to be the kind of a kind of game that can be helping children to organize how they play the game, how to solve the problem in the game, because they are still children. So what we can expect them to do something like much more academic, right? No, I don't think so. Just keep something that children are still in the ability of playing, and I think it would be a very good time that children can enjoy the video games in terms of helping themselves to increase the much more creative mindsets that they can do.
True.
Because
to build a much more creative mindset.
Yeah, because and when they have the chance, and when they grow up, they will know that video games sometimes will be very kind of boring, or I don't know, but in my experience, I was like a huge fan of video game when I was very young. But nowadays, I found that they are kind of boring. But I feel found that like a video game is still a very good foundation for children to develop the creative mindset for the future.
Mhm.
So parents and teachers should not prevent them from playing video game.
Right. Okay. Now, so you talk about benefits of playing electronic games already.
Yep.
So let's move on. See, describe a time when it's important to tell your friend the truth. We did this one, right?
Yes, we did it one.
All right. An art exhibition that you visited.
Okay, art exhibition that you visited.
Did you do this one before?
Oh yeah, we did it too. Yeah, we did this.
Nine also. Okay.
Yeah, at the museum, things like that. I think we did. Yeah.
Right. Of course, because I remember I asked you to do a lot of these difficult topic at first.
Mm-hmm.
A singer you like, easy.
Easy.
School. Ngày đầu tiên đến trường.
Oh wow.
You did not do
I don't
that?
think we did that. I don't think we did that.
Let's do 51.
Oh my god. I cannot remember.
Day of school. What is
Can I
it
imagine today I have to disclose my childhood too much?
like? What?
I cannot imagine today that I have to disclose a lot of experiences from my childhood. Wow. All of them are personal stories. Okay. That's okay. I can tell.
Tell a different story, a different version of the story.
No, I'm not the kind of person who can make up a lot of stories.
Right. Okay. People, watch this. He did not even need 60 seconds to prepare for this one. You can do that, I know. Just 10 seconds. Describe the first day of school. What is it like? What happened? How you felt about it? What happened? Something like that.
Okay. Excuse me. So the first day, I still remember the first day. I think about like 19 years ago, I think. So there was a time that I was going to a pre-primary school with some friends at the time, and I, like many children at the time, I was crying because I think that it would be the time that I would stay away from my parents after the first day I was born. So I think that it was the time that I was very kind of shy and just crying all the time. But some friends at the time who were older than me a little bit, they picked a chance to bully me. And that was what happened. Like they just brought me into the class and making a joke around me and like why you cry, something like that. So I think so. And I was still crying for the whole time of first day going to school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you think about children going to school by themselves or parents picking them up? Which one's better?
I think children going to school by themselves is still a good idea for them to go by themselves. But if the parents have to pick them up to school, I think it would be still okay. But in my opinion, because based on my experience, I was going to school by myself when I was still at about grade 2, I think, because
Grade
two. So grade 2. So I don't. Yeah. So because there was one basic question, basic reason that my house was quite close to the school. That's why I just needed to take a walk into to the school, and my parents did not spend much time of getting me to the school. In case if I was late, they will help me that. But basically, I was going to school by myself at the time, and I found that like I was spending a lot of times of looking at the sceneries on the street. I was going to school, and I think it was and that's the one reason why it is better, because the children, they would be like going slower on the street and looking at the scenery. They will know that the other side of the pavement would have the grocery store, I think, or just some places that they find that it can be similarity, or in case
it can be similar.
Yeah, so they can be similar. And in emergency case, such as if they are facing the kidnapper, let's say, and if they have the chance or experience of just knowing the similar places that they find during the time that they are taking a walk on the street, they will know where to go or to escape from, the difficulties. So therefore, I found out like going to school by themselves would be much better than parents picking them up.
Okay, good. Now, I think this question sounds really, really silly, the way they put it, but anyway. Who am I to judge? I think we're out of part 3 already.
Yep.
I think all of these things are old topics we did in the previous time or the previous...
Yes. We did most of them.
Yes, you see? Sometimes the word didn't come to my mind. These things are super easy though. Interesting conversation you already talk about. Kind of whether you like a wild you have seen. What? What's so funny? A wild animal that you have seen. Have you
lion? We didn't do that, but it would be a very easy question.
Why?
I can talk about a tiger. I can talk about a lion in the zoo. Yeah.
Let's talk about 61. Describe the kind of bag you want to own. Describe the kind of bag you
want to own.
You do want to own.
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 Own. Okay. Own. 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 Okay. Own.
Own. Own.
Own.
You should say what kind of bag it is, where you want to buy it, how much it will cost you. Explain why you want this kind of bag.
Okay.
A bag of shisha.
A bag? Is it different? Is it different from the briefcase? I don't think so.
Backpack. I think a bag here means like handbag. Like you put on your hands. I think.
What kind of man can use the handbag?
Well, you may. Of course, you can mention like the thing that you wear. Like what is it called?
A one-side bag, something like that.
You can mean a satchel.
Oh yeah.
It's called satchel.
Interesting. I never think about this.
Satchel. Nó là một cái túi xách tay, túi đeo chéo. Satchel.
Okay. I never like that. Okay, it's okay. We can do it.
All right, I wait for you. Let's see how long we have to wait for you until you reach the answer. $30 had passed.
Okay, done.
Oh, just about 40 seconds. Okay, good.
Okay.
Describe the kind of bag you do want to own.
So there is one kind of bag I think that I would like to possess in the future. It would be
possess
in the future. So it would be a handbag made by Tweed from Scotland. So it would be the Tweed. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Tweed. Yeah, Tweed is like kind of fabric that is kind of warm in UK. Yeah, I think something like that. Okay, so that will be a kind of bag made by Tweed in Scotland, but it is not so cheap. If I have to talk about this, because it would cost at least $1,000 of one bag. And the kind of fabric right there is kind of interesting because it is a strong fabric and it's not easy to be scratched. Therefore, I think that it would be a good investment if I would like to spend money for a long-term product for the future. But it will be the future, not right now. So therefore, I would have to take a trip to Scotland to choose the kind of fabric and the kind of model or the kind of bag for the tailor to do. So I think it would be a good time that I can have the bag at like that, because it will be for the long-term use. Yeah.
Good. Why do you think women like to buy bags?
Okay. So nowadays that bag is not basically the kind of equipment that can contain some of the personal materials for individuals anymore. But nowadays, the handbags for women can be considered as a equipment for fashion. So therefore, I found that the women nowadays they are so interested in practicing the kind of modern fashion by carrying the bag with themselves. I think that's the main reason why women are still interested in buying
So
bags.
they buy it just to show some kind of fashion statement.
Yes, yes,
Thời trang.
yes,
Just to show a kind of fashion statement, right?
yes. It would be a very necessary equipment for fashion statement. Yeah.
So is backpack something practical in life? What do you think? Backpack.
Backpack is just I found that basically I found it's very practical in life, but the backpack is just a kind of new version of the briefcase from the past, because from the in the past some people found that it would be very difficult or inconvenient to carry the case just by the hands, and they want to hang something on the shoulders. Therefore, they just
Shoulder.
the shoulders. Therefore, they found they had to use something to hold the case behind the back. Therefore, nowadays I found that there's the development for the backpack for for men, just any kind of trip. So therefore, I found a backpack is very practical for life.
Right. So why are some people willing to buy expensive bags?
I think there are two reasons, and I would like to point out two kind of purchasers who are interested in buying expensive bags. The first one would be the people who are still excited of just making the fashion statements,
Excited
or just because
the fashion statements.
yes, about making the fashion statement, because that, like I told you, bags nowadays could be considered as the equipment for fashion. Therefore, expensive bags will have the first, they have very good quality, and the second, they will be having a kind of good looking model in terms of showing off. So, but the second type of people who
People
who
buy
can
for the brands as well. Just show off the brands.
Yeah. So the second people who are still interested in purchasing expensive bag would be the people who seek the long-term use for the kind of necessary materials. So I will make an example that I know some business men who are interested in buying the Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton briefcase, because it's made by very high quality leather. At the same time, the kind of model it looks is very luxurious. Therefore, I found luxurious. Yeah, luxurious. Therefore, I found that two kind of people nowadays. One showing off or just making. I'm not still using showing off. It's too extreme. Just making the
Word.
fashion statements.
Showing off means the same as to flaunt their wealth.
Flaunt the wealth.
Their wealth. Khoe của.
Yeah, just making like fashion statements.
Their wealth.
And the second type would be using for the long term. For a long term material.
Right. So, why do children need to carry a uniform school bag? You know, some school they ask children to have like very like, you know, they have to look the same, like uniforms. They have to have the same school bag, you know. So why do children need to carry a uniform school bag? So
this is
exactly the same like each other.
Okay, this is in my opinion, I know many people will not agree with me in this opinion, but I will make this kind of opinion. I agree that children should carry the kind of uniform school bag. First, because the kind of model for the uniform school bag would be kind of like appropriate for the amount of books that they will carry to school every single day. Second, the kind of quality of the school bag, it would be kind of like good enough for the long-term use to carry too many books, because sometimes if we carry something too heavy, it can be damaged anytime. So therefore, I found that like a uniform school bag is still necessary for children to carry. And it was actually from my experience at the high school before, I was required to buy the kind of black school bag, which had a very large space to carry a lot of books at a time.
But
so therefore, I
very heavy too, you know.
Yeah, they will have very heavy too. But if I have to need to find something to replace that school bag, I wouldn't find any kind of bag that could be better at the time of going to school.
Right. I don't know, but sometimes school bags just like really heavy. I remember it was like,
yeah, I know
burden on my shoulder. You know, it's heavy as hell. And we often have like how many? Like 20 different books and notebooks.
I know.
Put in there.
Notebooks and the textbook too. You have to carry both of them at the same time, and each course will be carrying about like I think two notebook. I think. Wow, it will be a lot of things can be heavy to carry.
I think we reached the end already.
Okay.
I don't think there are any topics here that can cause a confusion or problem for you. So I expect like a speaking, at least I expect a speaking like 7.0. I think that's what I would expect.
I will try my best.
Well, you will. Of course, you were well taught. You self-taught yourself as well. And you have been to Canada. And now, guess what?
Sure.
This is the second time that you took the exam. And this is the second time you learn with me. So you will be alright. Don't worry. It's okay.
Thinking about that. I'm kind of confident.
Or I'll await your result anyway. Say hi, say hi to the people who watch this video.
Okay, thank you all for watching this video. I hope you can learn something from my experience. I know there are some opinions that could be kind of debatable sometimes, but there will be a kind of skill that I would like to showing to everyone right here, and how to focus on the kind of topic that you can make during the time of the examination. Thank you.
Great. Vỗ tay. Okay, right. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Have to say bye to Garagov. I'm sure he won't need the IELTS in the next, say, 2 years or so. Maybe we'll see him again, but there's a high chance that he won't come back. Anyway, so let's just end the video here. Please like, share this video with your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and press on the bell button next to the subscribe button so you can get notified about my new uploads, okay? You can also press on the follow button on Facebook. But please don't add me on Facebook as friends, okay please. Ok, cảm ơn các bạn theo dõi nha. Các bạn hãy nhấn vào like, chia sẻ video này với bạn bè các bạn. Nhấn vào nút đăng ký kênh YouTube mình và nút cái chuông kế bên cạnh đăng ký kênh á, để mà các bạn sẽ được thông báo về những video mới nha. Các bạn có thể follow, nhấn vào follow, theo dõi Facebook mình. Nhưng mà nhớ đừng kết bạn Facebook mình nha. Bye!